Hello everyone, I'm Dobashi, the director of the British Antique Museum BAM Kamakura. Today, I'd like to talk about A Study in Scarlet, the very first full-length novel in the Sherlock Holmes series, published in 1887. This is the story that marks the fateful encounter between Dr. John H. Watson and the great detective Sherlock Holmes. Dr. Watson, a former army doctor, was seriously wounded in the Afghan war and returned to London to recover. While searching for a place to live, he began sharing rooms at 221B Baker Street with an extraordinary man named Sherlock Holmes. From the very first meeting, Holmes astonished Watson by accurately deducing his profession, his war injury, and even his habits. Holmes once said, "A man's brain is like an empty attic. You must stock it only with the tools that will help you in your work." Not long after they began their new life together, a strange murder case was brought to Holmes by Inspector Gregson of Scotland Yard. An American named Enoch J. Drebber was found dead in an empty house with no wounds on his body. On the wall was written the word R-A-C-H-E, revenge in German, and on the floor lay a woman's wedding ring. Holmes carefully examined the scene and concluded that Drebber had been poisoned. He then placed a newspaper ad claiming a found ring to lure the culprit. A disguised old woman appeared but managed to escape. Soon after, another murder occurred. Drebber's secretary, Joseph Stangerson, was found stabbed to death. Holmes immediately identified the killer and arrested the man who had been standing right before them all along, the cab driver, Jefferson Hope. Behind this crime lay a story of deep vengeance stretching back 20 years. In the Mormon settlement of Utah, Hope had fallen in love with a young woman named Lucy Ferrier. But Lucy was forced to marry Drebber under the orders of the Mormon leader. Her father was murdered, and Lucy herself died soon after. Driven by grief and fury, Hope pursued Drebber and Stangerson for years. In London, disguised as a cab driver, he lured Drebber to an empty house and forced him to choose between two pills, one harmless, the other poisoned. Drebber chose the deadly one. That was the meaning behind the word R-A-C-H-E and the wedding ring. Hope was later arrested, but before his trial, he died in prison of a heart condition. Though the police claimed the credit for solving the case, Watson was deeply impressed by Holmes's brilliance. He decided to record the case and make the detective's genius known to the world. This is how the adventures of Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson began. This was Dobashi, the director of the British Antique Museum BAM Kamakura. No antique, no life,